Once again, we have helpers with us today. Mae dyn ni helper heddiw o Ysgol y Berllan-dig yn blwyddyn 5 y tro yma. Felly, os hoffech chi ddweud helo wrth bawb, felly yn y dosbarth sy'n gwylio chi hefyd. Helo. Okay. Mae rhain yn mynd I fod yn gwneud yr un gwaith â chi heddiw. They're going to be working on the same work as you will be doing in your classroom. So we better get started, do you think? Yeah. Draw chi. Da iawn.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Looking forward to see what we get up to here in the session today. But first, let's have a little think about what we did last time and what we're going to be doing, like we said, in our final session today. So last time you actually did the experiment. As you can see from all those photos that you submitted of all the classwork that you've done, your practical skills were incredible. Super impressed. I will keep saying that. But obviously, after carrying out the practical, every single time you do an experiment, we always have to write a conclusion. So that's what you guys did for us last time, and we have some fantastic examples to show you in just a moment. Then obviously what we're going to be working on today is the final part of any sort of experiment, any sort of investigation, scientific inquiry, is we've got to do our evaluation. So more on that in a bit. That's what we'll be working on in today's session. But first of all, let's have a little look at some conclusions, okay? Now, we gave you an example last time, and you guys did not disappoint. We have got one submitted here from St. David's Catholic Primary School. Once again, submitting some excellent work, and love the level of detail on this. Lots of observations written down about the coins and how they were changing during the experiment. That was a fantastic thing to send in to us. And here, okay, hopefully you can see nice and big there is we've got a couple of conclusions, okay? Now, remember what we said a conclusion needed to be. What happened in our experiment? How do we know? And if we can, explain why. Also, trying to link it back to your prediction. And hopefully you can see there in that bottom one, it says that all of their predictions were wrong. That doesn't matter in any way, shape or form. Remember we said it doesn't matter if your prediction doesn't match your outcome. It's just a part of scientific inquiry. The whole reason we do experiments is to see what's going to happen, okay? The prediction is just an educated guess at the start. So it doesn't matter that all their predictions were wrong. Ketchup turned out to being the best. I love that you said that because it made the coin shiny, and you gave us a reason why, because it contained vinegar, acid, okay? Which is fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted from you in your conclusion. So well done, Diane.
Yeah. Wel, mae hefyd yn ni casgliad gwych o Ysgol Chwilog, okay, yn Gogledd Cymru. Felly, os ni'n edrych nawr ar, wel, mae llwyth fan hyn, okay, mae hwn yn rili manwl o ran ateb, felly casgliad gwych, da iawn chi. Fi jyst eisiau edrych ar un rhan yn benodol. Reit yn y canol fyna, hylif a weithiodd orau am lanhau'r darnau arian oedd y sos coch, felly unwaith eto, once again, the ketchup. Rwy'n credu mae'r sos coch oedd y gorau am wneud hyn oherwydd roedd yna lot o halen a vinegar a siwgr, a roedd heina wedi cael gwared o'r copper oxide. Felly gwych fyna. Yn amlwg, mae'r person yma wedi edrych ar y gwahanol lefelau a beth sydd angen mwyn creu ateb gwych. Felly da iawn chi. Hefyd, felly gweld ar y dde, mae yna arsylwadau manwl iawn fyna. Very detailed observations also there. Felly da iawn I Ysgol y Chwilog fan hyn. Gwych.
Okay, so before we have a little look at our conclusions, okay, just as a little recap, a little reminder, we've obviously got the work from our very lovely helpers from Ysgol y Berllan-dig, so we can go over to Ray and have a little look at what they've completed in class.
Right, felly, mae rhaid I fi ddweud, da iawn chi'ch dau, mae'r gwaith fan hyn yn wych. Mae'n manwl iawn, very detailed conclusions, so casgliadau manwl iawn. Fi'n mynd I ddechrau gyda un ti os mae hwnna'n iawn. Felly, os ni'n edrych fan hyn ar y camera, lle ni weld tipyn wedi ysgrifennu fyna, really drefnus, really daclus. A na I just darllen un rhan, so roedd ein rhagfynegiad yn anghywir, sy'n fine, it doesn't matter if your prediction's wrong, gan mai sos coch oedd y gorau am lanhau'r darnau arian. Okay, beth o ti'n meddwl byddai'r gorau? What did you think would be the best?
Rhagfynegiad fi oedd hylif bicarb.
Okay.
Sa'n really siŵr oherwydd roedd hylif bicarb yn gyda fel acid a pethau fel y ketchup.
Oh, so mae bicarb yn cael ei ddefnyddio I lanhau, nag yw e? Okay, tai bach ac ati. So, ie, mae hwnna'n rhagfynegiad gwych, da iawn ti, ffantastig. A gallai weld, beth ti di wneud? O, eto, casgliad hyfryd fan hyn, manwl iawn. Dyma ni casgliad arall. llwyth o bethau wedi ysgrifennu fan hyn. Tybed os oes gen ti'r un ateb, yn weld, roedd fy rhagfynegiad yn anghywir, ma' hwnna'n ffain, oherwydd mae sos coch oedd wedi lanhau yr arian y mwyaf. Felly, yfe bicarb nes ti roi lawr hefyd, fel yr hylif gorau yn eich rhagfynegiad?
Rhagfynegas i vinegar, a oedd vinegar oedd hylif roedd dosbarth ni wedi dewis.
Fel y chweched, felly dyna oedd yr un ychwanegol yn dyfa i'r 5. Da iawn. Ffantastig, a roedd sos coch wedi lanhau yr arian y gorau oherwydd mae halen dŵr a siwgr ynddo. Felly ti wedi mynd ymlaen wedyn i esbonio yr casgliad yn well. Mae hwnna'n wych. Da iawn chi'ch dau. Ffantastig, byddwch chi'n weithio ar y gwerthusiad rhywbryd yn ystod y sesiwn nawr, ond mae hwnna'n casgliad arbennig gan y ddau ohonoch chi. Da iawn.
Okay, well done. Really, really good conclusions there. And once again, you can see that their best liquid, if you like, was also the tomato ketchup, the sauce coch. But don't worry, don't worry about two things. One, if your prediction wasn't correct, it doesn't matter. All you've got to do is explain it in your conclusion. The second thing is, don't worry if you didn't get tomato ketchup or as your best liquid for cleaning the coins. You know, there were other things in there that were quite good. Vinegar, obviously, lemon juice, also both acids, Maybe the tomato ketchup works best because it's able to be submerged in it and completely surrounded by it. Maybe it's because it's thicker as well. You know, they all contain acid and they might be very similar. So don't worry if your results don't match ours and your conclusion doesn't match ours. That's not a problem at all. But we will just run through with you the conclusion that we gave in this example last time, just to be sure and just to make sure how to make it even better for the future, when you are writing conclusions for your experiment, remember you need to say what happened. So we used 6 different liquids, our prediction was correct because ketchup was the best, Very nice simple statement to start off. Then we expand on it by saying how we knew. So we knew that ketchup was the best because it made the coin the shiniest after being submerged in it. Fantastic, And then even better again is our why, We knew that ketchup was the best at cleaning the coins. It contained that acid. It reacts with that copper oxide on the surface and left it nice and shiny. Now, of course, you can add other details, but as long as you follow this kind of format, that will always get you a good conclusion. So,
yeah. Yn yr un peth yn Gymraeg wedyn, felly y casgliad, fel nes i jyst darllen casgliadau arbennig gan y ddisgyblion fyna. I ddechrau, sôn am defnyddio'r 6 hylif gwahanol a dweud os oedd eich rhagfynegiad yn gywir neu beidio. A fel sydd yn ni fan hyn, roedd ein rhagfynegiad yn gywir gan mai sos coch oedd y gorau am lanhau'r darnau arian. Nawr, ehangwch ar hynny mwyn cael gwell atebydd, felly roeddwn ni'n sylwi mae'r sos coch oedd y gorau oherwydd dyma'r un lle oedd y darn arian mwyaf sgleiniog ar ddiwedd y 10 munud, felly ni wedi ehangu fyna. A ateb gwell byth os ni'n sôn am y copper oxide, yr haen sydd ar y darnau arian. Sos coch oedd y gorau am lanhau oherwydd mae'n cynnwys acid. A fel ddwedodd Mel, mae sawl peth yn cynnwys acid, vinegar, sydd lemon, ond yn yr un yma, yn yr enghraifft yma, y sos coch, mae'n cynnwys acid sydd yn helpu lanhau'r copper oxide, yr haen oddi ar y darnau arian, a dyna pam y darn arian mwyaf sgleiniog oedd hynny.
Okay, so that is our conclusions completed, And what we're going to be working on today is our evaluation. So, very quickly first, what is an evaluation? It's basically where we say what went well and what could we improve about our experiment. You have to finish every scientific inquiry with this, a way of looking back on things that we could do differently, basically. Now, every good evaluation should evaluate 2 things. We should look over our results, and we should look at our method. Is there anything we need to change about what we did that is going to make our experiment better next time? So if we look at results, first of all, how do we evaluate those? Well, did we repeat the experiment? So I know that obviously you would not have had time, but you as a group could do the experiment again and see if you got the same results. Another way of doing this would be to compare your results with other groups in your class. Did you have a chat with the people next to you? Did they get the same results while keeping all of the equipment the same as you did? And then our method, This is really important. It's a very, very important thing to evaluate. Remember we said at the start about those variables, things that can change during an experiment. Well, we only want to change one thing, and that was the type of liquid. And the biggest evaluation point is, did we do that? Did we only change the type of liquid? Or did we accidentally change some of the other things without realizing it? So for instance, did we put too much of one liquid in or not enough of another? Also, they're there. All the other variables, did we keep them all the same, and how did we do that? Okay, so we'll go through what a good evaluation will look like in just a moment.
Felly really bwysig wrth ysgrifennu gwerthusiad bod chi'n ystyried y canlyniadau a'r dull fel ddwedodd Mel. Felly, o ran y canlyniadau, a wnaethoch chi ailadrodd eich arbrawf? Wel, falle tro hwn, doedd dim amser i wneud hynny, ond mae hwn yn rhywbeth i ystyried ar gyfer tro nesaf. A mewn ffordd, mae'n well cael rhywbeth wedyn i rhoi yn eich gwerthusiad, felly mae hwn yn rhywbeth da i gadw ar gyfer y gwerthusiad. Hefyd, falle, roedd y grŵp drws nesaf i chi wedi wneud yn wahanol, wedi cael canlyniadau wahanol. Mae'n werth cymharu eich canlyniadau gyda grwpiau eraill yn y dosbarth i weld sut wnaethoch chi fyna o ran y canlyniadau. Wedyn, yn symud ymlaen i'r dull, rili bwysig, mae dim ond un peth, un newidyn sy'n newid ym mhob arbrawf, ond yn yr arbrawf yma, dim ond newid math o hylif wnaethon ni. Okay? A wedyn, yr holl newidynau eraill, sut gallwch chi sicrhau bod chi wedi cadw rein yr un peth? Rili bwysig bod chi'n cadw cyfaint yr hylifau yr un peth, yr amser, mae'r darnau arian yn istedd yn yr hylifau ac yn y blaen. A beth ych chi'n neud i sicrhau bod rein yn aros yr un peth? Falle bod rhaid chi mesur yr hylif, falle bod rhaid chi amseru ac yn y blaen. So pethau i chi roi yn eich gwerthusiad. Nawr, mae dyn ni ateb gwerthusiad hoffwn ni rannu gyda chi. A ni'n mynd i ddechrau bant gyda gwerthusiad da, ond ni'n mynd i ehangu, jyst fel yn y casgliad, i cael gwell ateb wrth i ni symud trwy'r gwahanol lliwiau fan hyn. Felly, dyma dechrau'r gwerthusiad sydd dyn ni i ddangos i chi. Fe wnes i'r prawf yn 10 trwy newid dim ond un o'r newidynau. Y newidyn a newidais oedd y math o hylif. Okay? Felly ni'n sôn fyna am y newidynau a cadw popeth arall yr un peth, dim ond newid un. Gallwn ni gwella'r ateb y gwerthusiad yma trwy ehangu. Gallwn wella'r arbrawf gan fesur yr hylifau yn fwy cywir trwy ddefnyddio silindyr mesur. Na, os nad oes silindyr mesur yn eich ddosbarth, mae hynny'n ffain. Gallwch chi falle defnyddio beaker neu creu beaker allan o cwpanau a rhoi falle y mesuriadau ar reina gyda pen neu Sharpie neu rhywbeth tebyg. A wedyn, ateb gwell byth fydd sôn wedyn am cymharu canlyniadau gyda grwpiau eraill. Felly, rwy'n siŵr bod canlyniadau'r arbrawf yn gywir oherwydd cymharais fy nghanlyniadau i gyda rhai eraill yn y dosbarth a chawsom canlyniadau tebyg. Okay? Felly, dyna enghraifft yn y Gymraeg.
Okay, so as Rhea has just mentioned there, okay, evaluations, very, very important that you include method and results and say what went well, okay? So start with something good. I made it a fair test by only changing one of the variables. So we only changed the liquids. Now, it doesn't matter if we think that actually some might have changed by accident. That's what we come to later on in our evaluation, okay? So next you might give something that you needed to change or something that you, for instance, how we could make something more accurate. So we might say that next time, or if we did this experiment again, we would better make our experiment better by more accurately measuring the volume of liquid. Okay, so we would say that perhaps we'd use a measuring cylinder. Now, some of you might have done that. That might not be your evaluation point. It might be that you need to make sure that you might have felt that you went a little bit over on time, or one of the coins wasn't submerged like the others were. You could include anything. This is just our example. If you haven't got measuring cylinders in class, remember, it doesn't matter as well. You could use a jug, you could use something else. You could even make a little measuring cylinder out of a cup, okay? And then give something about the results as well. So we trust that our experiment, the results from our experiments are correct because we were able to compare them to others in the class, okay? If you all got similar results, that means that obviously you've done a good job and you our experiment has worked well, okay? If that's not the case, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be talked about in the evaluation, okay? You don't have to have exactly the same points as us. This is just us giving you a bit of a hint or a bit of a tip on things that you can include in an evaluation. Now, we're actually going to give you 20 minutes now to complete an evaluation. Now, the reason why we're giving you 20 minutes instead of 10 or 15 is because maybe, just maybe, if you can get your evaluation done in that time and your teacher has checked it and they say it's okay, you could record it, or you could send it a picture to us or a voice note via Padlet, which you'll be able to see on your work window screen in just a moment. And we could, even when we come back after this little break, we could have a little look at some of the work that you have produced, okay? Our helpers from SparkLab Science will also be completing their evaluations in this time, so we'll look at their work when we come back as well. But remember, evaluations should just have a bit of a what went well, what could we improve about our results or our method, okay? Now, when we come back after this 20-minute work window, what we're also going to do is, whilst having a look at your evaluations, we'll also set you a few challenges for the future and give you a teaser on maybe things that we could do. So I think that is enough from us.
Yeah.
I think it's over to you to finish the final part of your scientific inquiry. So 20 minutes are up. Off you go. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us once again for our little last session of our very final in the series. We are so impressed. Even though we only gave you 20 minutes, we have had some wonderful evaluations sent in. So I think we can have a little look at a couple that have been sent in through Padlet now. We've got, first of all, from ysgol Hamadryad. And here we go, we got a little video submission here.
Y gwerthusiad, roeddwn i'n dda am arllwys y hylif yn daclus. Roedd hi'n anodd fi tynnu'r darn arian mas o'r cwpan. Y tro nesaf gallem wella drwy gweithio fel tîm yn mwy a gallu penderfynu yn gyflymach.
Absolutely fantastic. Really, really, really good job. We love the suggestions that you've included there in that one. And not only did we have video submissions, but we also had some written submissions from schools across Cardiff, across Wales actually. This one particular from Cardiff, from a school in Rada. Now really, really good detail included in this one. Some of the things that they've said that they could have done a little bit better was maybe when the coin came out, measuring the same number of, or wiping it rather, the same amount of times, and using a more accurate way of measuring the liquids going in. Another thing which I thought was really quite good was letting everybody have a close look at the coins to decide on where they go in the rank. But apart from that, they said that they had a really good time and that everything went well. So really, really impressed with these evaluations. Thank you to everybody who sent those in. And remember what we said, it doesn't matter if you didn't finish in those 20 minutes. You'll have plenty of time to put the finishing touches to your evaluation and this scientific inquiry. And you can still send them in afterwards. We would love to see them. So diolch yn fawr, thank you very much. Let's have a quick look at what our lovely helpers from Ysgol Bellendeg have done in the same time as you.
Okay, so these students here have been working very hard in those 20 minutes, haven't you? Ie, maen nhw wedi bod yn gweithio'n really galed I ysgrifennu gwerthusiad hyfryd. So, na I ddechrau trwy edrych ar ein ti os mae'n iawn. Felly, dyma ni, y gwerthusiad. Fe wnes i'r prawf yn deg trwy newid dim ond un o'r newidynau. Y newidyn oedd y math o hylif, da iawn ti. Gallwn ni wella'r arbrawf gan fesur yr hylifau yn fwy cywir trwy ddefnyddio lle cwpan gyda marciau arno. Mae hwnna'n da iawn achos falle bod dim cylindrau mesur ar gael yn yr ysgol. You probably haven't got measuring cylinders in every primary school. So suggesting a cup with marks on is very good. Dydw I ddim yn siŵr bod canlyniadau'r arbrawf yn gywir oherwydd roedd grŵp arall gyda canlyniadau gwahanol, sef vinegar oedd y gorau, nid sos coch. Very good. So you've said here that another group had a different result to you. They had vinegar as the best liquid and not ketchup or red sauce. So you're not too sure about your results yet. So maybe we need to do a few more repeats to improve that in the future. Da iawn ti, gwych. A wedyn mae gwerthusiad arall fan hyn, so another evaluation. Fe wnes i'r prawf yn deg drwy newid dim ond un o'r newidynau, felly y math o hylif, fantastic. Gallwn ni wella gan ddefnyddio llwyau yn lle lollipop sticks, ffiniau lollipop. OK. I dynnu darnau arian allan. Mae hwnna'n syniad da. So dweud wrtho fi fyna, wnaethoch chi ddefnyddio lollipop sticks I dynnu'r arian allan. A oedd hwnna heb weithio mor dda? Na, beth ddigwyddodd?
Wel, oeddwn ni dim ond gyda 4 pobl yn y grŵp ni, a roedd un person angen neud 2, a roedd yr un person, roedd fi'n y person neud 2.
O, anodd.
A roedd fi'n trio cael y llaeth a'r sos coch ar un pryd, ond oedd fi wedi neud y llaeth yn cyntaf wedyn sos coch.
Okay.
Wedi cael fel advantage.
Ah, brilliant. So, beth mae newydd dweud, what you just said is it was quite hard if you were just one person in charge of 2 cups and having to remove the coins at the same time. And using lollipop sticks, probably quite difficult.
Very difficult.
I mean, if you could do that, it sounds like you should go to the circus. That sounds fantastic. You managed to get them out, but one was slightly ahead of the other. So you think one had a slight advantage of being in the liquid for longer. That was really good. I like that you've put that down there. A wedyn, dydw I ddim yn siŵr bod canlyniadau'r arbrawf yn gywir oherwydd roedd grŵp arall gyda canlyniad gwahanol, sef lemonade oedd y gorau, nid y sos coch. So once again, not so sure about whether your results were that correct, or you can't believe in them as much as you'd like to, because another group had a different result, which was that lemonade was better than the ketchup at cleaning the coins. So maybe again, repeating that and seeing if you get the same result over and over, to see if you can put that into your evaluation next time, isn't it? So da iawn. Chi wedi bod yn gweithio'n galed? Amser i chi gael bach o break? Yeah? Okay, da iawn chi'ch dau.
Absolutely fantastic evaluations all round. Really, really impressed. And remember, this is a process. You will get better at writing evaluations, like you will at all of the stages of scientific inquiry, the more you try. Now, we are almost coming to the end of this session, but as we mentioned previously, we've got a few challenges that we would like you to do before, hopefully, we see you next time. So the first thing we want you to do is, science is obviously, we love science. We were obviously chemistry teachers and it is our passion, but obviously science, super important. STEM, perhaps even more so, because it brings together all of those disciplines: science, technology, engineering, mathematics, okay? And it's really important that we try to link them as much as we can. So what we've got is a challenge for all of you students. We'd like you, okay, to, as an extension of this project, to do a little design task for us, okay? We would love it, okay? We've been investigating which liquid was the best at removing that copper oxide layer from the surface, okay? There were lots of winners out there, if you like. We had the tomato ketchup, some lemonade, some, I think there was even, yeah, some vinegar. I think washing up liquid even won in one place, but it doesn't matter. What matters is we were cleaning the copper oxide off the surface of those coins. What we would like you to design is maybe a money box of some kind that would be good at not letting the copper oxide form in the first place. So something to protect the coins. Now, when Ray and I were discussing this earlier on, she suggested maybe something full of tomato ketchup, because obviously that did a really good job at cleaning the coins.
And I wouldn't be going in to get my money out of that. I'd be keeping it safe in there for a long time.
Very good, because you'd have tomato ketchup fingers every single time you wanted to get any coins. But we want you to try to come up with a design, something. There's loads of different ways that scientists and engineers use to protect things that are made of metal, so they don't get that layer of oxide forming on them. So go wild, okay? I'm not the best artist in the world. No, thank you. I knew she was going to do that. I'm not the best artist in the world. It doesn't have to be, you know, the most perfectly artistic drawing. Just, what do you think? What are your ideas on what we could use in order to protect those coins? The best piggy bank, if you like. That's what we're looking for, right, Ray?
Bendant, ni eisiau chi ddilynio cynllunio gei, a fydd yn cadw'ch darnau arian yn sgleiniog am byth efallai. I mean, I wouldn't, depends what you put in that money box to keep them nice and shiny. Maybe you wouldn't be going to retrieve them.
No,
that's
very
the best
good.
kind of money box, I think.
Rhea's given you loads of ideas there. So this is a challenge that we would love for you to complete. There's no time frame on it, and you can send in your work however you like. Drop it in your teachers can drop it in the Teams chat if they would like. But we would love to see some of the ideas that you come up with. Another thing that we would like you to do, and this is a challenge for both teachers and pupils alike, and one that we will need our helpers for if you want to come up and join us, is we would love for you to complete a different scientific inquiry before we see you next, okay? So we've got an example of one here. We thought we got a little bit of time left over. We'd show you another science investigation involving liquids. And obviously our helpers had to get involved. And so we're going to give them a little chance to do a little experiment involving some different liquids. So, Rhea.
Now then, are you good at following a method? Ydych chi'n dda yn dilyn dull? Wych, okay, nawn ni weld nawr, okay? Felly mae gen I ddull fan hyn. I've got a method here which I'm going to read and you're going to follow, okay? So I ddechrau, tywallwch y syrup mewn i'r jar. Pour the syrup, the brown syrup, into the jar. Now you're lucky, Mel has already done this for you, okay? So that step is done, but the rest is for you, okay? Felly, cam nesa, tywallwch y ddŵr lliw glas mewn i'r jar. So pour the blue coloured water into the jar, so nice and slowly.
We'll both do it at the same time, good work.
Ardderchog. So mewn a fe, in the blue liquid goes. Now, I wonder where that blue liquid is going to end up. Is it going to be on top or below the syrup? Let's have a look. Ble mae e? Mae ar on top of the syrup. Okay, that isn't it, okay? No. Mwy hwn. Okay, nesa. tywalltwch yr olew lliw melyn I mewn i'r jar. So pour the yellow coloured oil into the jar. I wonder where this one's going to go. Do we think we know? Underneath, on top, in the middle, where do we think? Be chi'n meddwl? Underneath, okay. Gawn ni weld, felly dyna ni, mae'n mynd mewn. Mae rhaid ni roi ychydig o amser iddo setlo. Ble ydi e'n setlo? Where is it settling?
Oh.
Where's it settling?
Top.
On the top again, look at that. So hopefully in the classrooms you can see those 3 separate layers of liquids, okay? And think about why they haven't mixed. Why are they separate, okay? Now, that's not it, okay? Mae dyn ni bach mwy I wneud fan hyn. Felly, mae dyn ni cwpl o bethau. We've got a few different objects now and we would like you to drop them in order, okay? So we're going to, you can do 2 each, okay? Felly, yn gyntaf, gollangwch farblen I mewn i'r jar. So drop the marble, there's the marble there, into the jar. Now, before you do, where do you think that's going to go?
Gwaelod.
I'r gwaelod, to the bottom. Why do you think that?
Achos mae'n heavy.
Okay.
Gallu mynd i'r gwaelod pan mae pethau yn drwm.
Okay, so it's heavy, so it's going to go to the bottom because it's heavy. Shall we see? Go on then, mewn o fe. Oh, oh.
There we go.
So can you see, it's right down at the bottom there.
There you
okay,
go.
You were right. Well done you. Okay, rhagfynegiad gwych. So, are we ready? Ti'n barod? Okay, felly nesa, gollangwch rawnwyn I mewn i'r jar. You're going to drop a grape. Now, ble ti'n meddwl mae hwn yn mynd I fynd? Where is it going to go?
I think it's going to go bottom.
Bottom as well with a marble. Keep it company. Okay, are you ready? Go on then, drop it in. Oh.
Oh.
Ble mae ti'n mynd?
Canol?
Felly, pa haen yw hwn? What layer was that? Do you remember what this was? The blue liquid is...
Washing up liquid.
Oh, do you know what?
Very close. We
You're
didn't
very
actually tell
close.
you.
It's not blue. It's not washing up liquid, but it is water that we've coloured blue. Okay, so blue coloured water.
That's good. Really good.
Oh, that's really good. Hopefully you can see that in your classrooms. Right, nesa, gollangwch bêl ping pong.
No.
Oh, na. We've missed, but you know what? We've missed one. My method is not so good after all. Okay?
Lego.
We're going to drop in a piece of Lego. So this Lego, what do we think? Where's it going to go? Now, we might have figured out some kind of pattern here by now. Ble ti'n meddwl mae'n mynd I fynd? Efallai, let's see. Do you want to drop it in?
It's going.
me.
No, it is
So-
going.
Which layer is that piece of Lego in?
What's it in? In the oil,
in
well
the yellow oil. Can you see that? So we could maybe cheat and give it a go on then, Mel. Oh, this
There it goes.
this piece of Lego is
It's
not-
right, it's in the oil, it's in the oil,
definitely
it's fine.
in the oil. It's maybe not behaving as we would want it to.
It will-
but
oh,
that's
here it
okay.
goes. Here it
go.
goes. There it is.
There we go.
This is science,
Got a bit
remember.
excited then.
Yeah,
didn't we?
yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Doesn't always work. Phew.
So
But-
we've got now my final part of the method. Chi'n barod? So we've got a ping pong ball.
There you
Felly, drop the ping pong ball into the jar. Gollangwch bêl ping pong I mewn i'r jar. Ble dim mynd I fynd, chi'n meddwl? Where's it going to go?
Dwi'n credu byddwn yn mynd reit ar y top.
Right
Right at the top.
Okay,
Let's
go
see.
on
Let's
then.
see.
Hey, da iawn. Well done. So you followed the method very well, even though I had a little bit in that method, didn't I? Very good. Now, does anyone know? Do you know why they're on different levels? What have all of these got? It's different.
It's a tricky
What's
question.
different between them all? It is tricky. So that's what the
Material.
They're all
Okay,
different
they're
materials.
different
Fantastic.
materials, that's right. Can you say dwysedd?
Dwysedd.
Density. Okay, so they all have different densities. Now, this is a different kind of liquid experiment, but a fun one that you might want to try in your classroom.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now help us. That was absolutely fantastic. I'm going to give you a clap. Do you want to go and take a seat one more time?
Yeah,
Good
very
job.
good.
Well done.
Da iawn.
Now, like Rhys said, this was another liquid experiment, all to do with density, different densities of the liquids and where the different objects went. Now, what we want you to do, it leads us very nicely into our final challenge for you, okay? We would love, between now and the summer term, if you guys carried out another investigation, another scientific inquiry. Could be one like this, could be anyone that you've been wanting to try. But what we'd love for you to do is follow the same format as we've been doing throughout this program. So with your prediction, your equipment, your diagram, your method, results, all the way to conclusion and evaluation. So that's our challenge for you guys. Design us a money box and complete another investigation. Could be one involving liquids, could be just something that you've been wanting to try as a class for a while, okay? And that also leads us nicely into, we would love to do another one of these with you. We've had so much fun, and hopefully in the summer term we will get the opportunity to do that. So what you could also send in, if you had a little class discussion about it, is ones you'd like to see us do, ones you'd like to do along with us, okay?
And also ones that we were thinking about would maybe contain some graph work, some further work that we haven't covered in these sessions.
Using data, more results tables. So yeah, that's what we'd love to do next with you. So we only have one final thing left to do, and that is to say some very, very, very big thank yous. So,
so I ddechrau, hoffwn ni ddiolch I disgyblion Berllandeg. So da iawn chi. Thank you to all the students across the series who've helped us from Ysgol Berllandeg. Of course, to Ysgol Groeswen, which is where we've been based the whole time. They've had us here for the whole month, so fair play.
Set up a lovely little studio.
Yeah, very good. And also to the two behind the scenes who you will not have seen here today, Llifon and Hugh from e-sgol, who have been working very hard and making it much easier for us here. So da iawn, Llifon and Hugh.
And also for giving us the opportunity to do this. It's been a wonderful collaboration, and we have had the great time. But it couldn't have been possible without all of you participating across the country, okay? We've loved seeing all of you, all of the practical skills, all of the work that you sent in, all of the excitement on social media. We have absolutely had a blast. So thank you to all of you lot, because you have made this series of scientific inquiry what it is.
Very fun indeed.
Yes, definitely. So last thing, you have a final work window, if you like, up on the screen, taking it right up to 12 o'clock. We have a request for some feedback. If you really wouldn't mind just taking a look at that QR code there. There's some questions just to see, how you found it and what you have, just what you've thought about what you've enjoyed, what you've liked. Any feedback at all. So, diolch.
Diolch yn fawr a hwyl fawr oddi wrthon ni I gyd fan hyn. Thank you.
It'll stay up on there for a couple of minutes, but it'll also be available afterwards online. Is that right? Via the Teams chat. Is that correct?
Well remembered.
Yeah, sorry, I almost forgot. See, we've got right to this point and then we forget something. I remembered it last minute, but yeah, it'll stay up on the screen for a little bit. So yeah, take a quick photo of that now. And if not, you'll be able to find it to give us that feedback. But we would love to hear what you've got to say. So diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.